I think one of the things that is helping Mini grow is the fact that we have so many really very, very satisfied ambassadors that are going out and sharing Mini joy with their friends, and that helps bring new people to the brand. And in terms of, some cars spark early and then drop off, Mini has never tried to bring as many cars to the United States as the market could have absorbed. We've preferred slow growth over time. And then what keeps it going is people are constantly finding new ways to make the perfect Mini for themselves. We believe so strongly in this idea of youification, that you go to the website, you have 150 trillion choices, you come up with the car that you want. Once it comes at the dealership, you put accessories on it, you may paint the roof yourself, you may do some artwork that you want to have on the inside of the car. People are treating it as an extension of themselves in many instances, and that's one of the things that I think makes it pretty special.
How many people buy a $40,000 Mini Cooper?
Quite a few people buy very, very nice Mini Coopers. And it's interesting because I was just reading about a luxury manufacturer I won't identify that was creating this really primo package to go on top of their car. And I was looking at every feature and I thought, you know what, I have that in my Mini. So from that perspective, you can make absolutely wonderful Minis that have things like our lounge leather seats, that have the navigation system. We have a great entertainment package that also includes a lifetime subscription to Sirius. And you can just keep adding these things on top of each other, all the John Cooper works bits. And you can have really a fun, unique car.
And the result of this effort during the last year has been what kind of growth in sales?
Last year we had a 7% growth in sales to our best ever, 42,045 to be exact. And that's without the benefit of the Clubman. And this year we'll have the Clubman for most of the year, the new hardtop for the entire year. So we expect that we'll have a really strong year this year.
And you're already working on yet another new kind of vehicle to come out in a year or two. Some little inside advance, tell us about it a little bit.
Well, we, as you might imagine, we have several products in the pipeline that we're excited about. And you'll learn a lot about one of them at the New York Auto Show. That's not too many months to wait. And then I'm sure you're talking about our fourth alternative, our fourth model in our lineup, and that's a crossover vehicle. We haven't given any more specific details about it, but it really is a very Mini product, but a very different kind of Mini. We really believe in giving people lots of choices. A lot of the inspiration for Minis that we have today and future Minis comes just from having so much contact with our owners. We have contact with our owners in the United States, our colleagues do in Europe very definitely. And the design group knows how to come up and make a really interesting car that would appeal to these people and some of their friends. And we don't do market research in the traditional sense about there's this version or that version, which do you think would sell better? We make the decision about what's a great member of the Mini family, and then we find the best way to bring it to market. It is a huge challenge to come up with a new model that has to sell 500,000 units a year, and it's got to appeal to that many people. In my opinion, that kind of takes you back to the, the muddled average. It's something that 500,000 people could accept, but it's probably not the best car for anyone. And the Mini idea is to have a very flexible platform, to come up with some very distinctive designs, to have these be the cars that are the best they could possibly be for particular purposes. And we know that each of them will attract some customers. And then we're flexible enough that we can match the demand with what we can build. What the Clubman does is it allows us to open up the field to people that might have considered a Mini in the past but rejected it because it just wasn't quite big enough for them. And it's not that the Clubman is huge, but those extra 9 inches and the extra 2 doors make a big difference in terms of how you can actually use the vehicle. And some people appreciate that, and other ones absolutely want the purity of the hardtop. Our owners are so wonderful. They really are interesting people that you enjoy spending time with. It's great to go to the owner events and to have that direct connection because, see, working at Mini, we probably can meet 1/10 of our new owners every year just by participating in the community events that are already organized. That really grounds you in terms of what you're doing and what excites people and what are the things that maybe you want to consider doing next.